Hey, hello, I'm Supats and Supats with My New Beginning and New Beginning. I have two companies and I'm passionate about various things, but there are two major things I'm really totally passionate about. One is spirituality and second one is business. Many times people think that there is absolutely no connection between spirituality and business because people think that spirituality means you should become a monk and go to forest and renounce everything and all. But I am passionate about these two things, and many times I got questioned because my signature talk is spirituality for prosperity, and they say, how can this work? Because they think spirituality means basically you should have no connection with prosperity, no connection with money, no connection with any of those things. So this talk means basically it's designed mainly to answer those questions and clear some cobwebs. And I'm not saying that I'm perfect in this area because I'm still learning. I'm still actually learning from various peoples. I have lots of mentors in either spirituality and even in business. But all of my mentors actually I have chosen means they are aligned in this area. I mean, they do agree with spirituality and they do agree with business growth. So that's why I have chosen them. So I'm just going to tell you my perspective because people are so confused. Even I was confused. So I cannot judge them. I was confused because initially when I got started thinking about spirituality, yeah, I thought of Buddha, and with the Buddha, actually, he left everything, all his palace and all his wealth, and he went to forest to find out the truth and all. But I have mentors, they told me that you can have a regular life and still you can pursue spirituality, still you can find truth, and still you can implement all the spiritual principles and basic things into your daily life, and still you can progress in both the areas. Because my signature talk is spirituality for prosperity, I want to tell you that how you can use the spiritual laws to prosper your own life. Because one thing actually through my life, I realized one thing: everything is going for me except my karma. If anything bad happens in my life, I always realize it is because of my karma, because everything else is really going for me. Everything else is a total blessing for me. But only thing means basically whatever my past karma, so that comes back to me. So if something bad happens to me, it is past karma, and sometimes it comes back immediately, sometimes it comes back after a long time. But the whole universe is just elastic, and whatever karma you send out, it comes back to you. Or you can have different perspectives saying that whatever action or karma, whatever action you take, it is like a seed, and afterwards it's going to have going to give you the fruit, and whether you like it or not, because you sowed that seed, so you have to eat that fruit. So everything is going for me except my karma, and when I realized that, it became so easy, because if my karma is clean and clear, and if I keep on giving other people what I want it back, hey, then life is very simple and very easy. Because don't give it to others that you don't want it back. Means so it is, once you have that principle, it is really simple and really easy. So God wants you to be prosper because you are his child. Why do you think that God wants to make you suffer? Uh, If you are a parent, do you like your kids to be suffering? If that is not true for you, then how come we are God's children? God doesn't want us to suffer. Only we choose ourselves to suffer. And universe actually is designed in a such a way, whatever you just keep on thinking, universe thinks, oh, you enjoy this, you like this. So I'll give you more of that, more of that. So if you keep on pondering on negative, how someone is unfair to you, so you will keep on getting more and more of those incidences, because universe think you enjoy this, so I'll give you more of that. Instead of that, if you keep on enjoying something which you really like, something which is really positive and helpful for your life, universe will give you more and more of that. Everything is going for you. Just remember that. Why I'm coming up with this story and why I'm telling you all this? In 2018, my life initially means 2018, the beginning of the year, my life was going on smoothly. Means basically I had my business, my husband had really good job, kids, they were A students, they were really at good colleges, everything was going perfectly fine. And on one day I had an accident, and I had many accidents before, so I just ignored, because hey, I said, okay, one more accident in my life. And after a couple of days, the condition was so bad, I couldn't take a step. I couldn't walk, I couldn't drive, I couldn't do anything. I was totally bedridden. And I said, suddenly what happened? I went to a doctor. Doctor said, you had many accidents, you had one extra vertebra, you are aging. So your spine is in trouble. You have to go for final surgery, spinal surgery. So he will put some things in between each vertebra so that vertebra can be elongated, and now I should be able to walk or something. I didn't want that. I didn't want anyone to be touching my spine. And I was really, really terrified, because if they had done one mistake, I would have been bedridden all my life. And I just didn't want that. So I was thinking what all the options are there for me for recovery. Drugs, medicinal drugs. Yeah, but I was planning to do PhD in pharmacology, and the more I studied about pharmacology, I realized that we shouldn't be taking any kind of drugs, because the drugs are designed only for emergency. Because when I was doing my pharmacy, that time I asked my professor, first couple of paragraphs are for the use of the drug, and afterwards pages and pages of counter reaction. I said, why this is? So my professor said it is mainly these allopathic drugs are designed only for emergency. They are not designed for long term. Then I started working for a big pharmaceutical firm. I was into R&D department, and their approach was to get someone on your medicine and keep on that medicine lifelong. And I said, no, this is a totally wrong approach. This is total mismatch. So I didn't want to take that route. Means in emergency, that is fine, but not for lifelong. Second approach, recreational drugs. That was a total no-no. It's, you may feel high for some time, but I didn't want to get addicted with anything. So then my third option was have some alternate therapy like acupuncture and acupressure and chiropractic and various kinds of things, physiotherapy, and range myself into positive attitude and positive thinking. I knew that I was going to get only through spirituality, because when I was growing up, my parents were very spiritual, and my mom actually she practiced whatever she preached, and she was really spiritual, and she told me that you have any questions about your life, you get into spiritual book, holy book, you will find solution for that. So when I'm talking about spirituality, I'm not talking about religion, I'm talking about spirituality. And all these principles are common for all the religions. Means I didn't study all the religions, but I studied many major religions, and I found all the principles are the same, only the names are different. Because my kids went to Christian school, I had a full-time nanny at my home, and she was sick. My parents were Hindu, and then I also had lots of Muslim friends, so I studied that. I studied and then Jewish. I studied all various religions, and I found all the principles are the same. Only the names are different. Little bit of difference in the approach, but all the principles were almost the same, and I couldn't find much difference between various religions. So I'm talking about spirituality. I'm not talking about any religion. So I was really bedridden, and then once my husband gone to his work, yeah, that was pre-pandemic. He went to work. I used to be home alone for like 10, 12 hours, and I couldn't drive, I couldn't do anything. So I would just drench myself into all the spiritual talks, spiritual movies, all the positive talks, everything, because I just didn't want anyone to be anything going against my recovery. And that's why the positive association was very much needed. And that's how I chose positive association from my spiritual talks and movies and various things. And that really changed my trajectory, because that was the worst part of my life, but turned out to be the best, because I was so busy with my life. I would have never taken so much time off to study God's words and all the spirituality, but I was forced to take time off. So I utilized it for the good thing which was useful for me, for my family, and anyone who comes into me, in touch with me in my life. So that turned out to be the greatest blessing in my life. End of 2018, it's basically all the alternative medicine which I was using, and then spiritual talk and all, everything worked. I started to walk. I was no longer bedridden, and after that means basically my health has been improving again, and better and better. Now it is really way better than what it was before. Yeah, this is the progress, means as far as I'm better today than yesterday, and it's progress in every possible way, not just physical health wise, even mental, emotional, every possible way, because the spiritual principles help me in each and every area of my life. And spiritual principles and daily principles are little different. For example, when we live our life, when someone does something good to you, you are thankful. But in spirituality, it is little different. It is opposite. First, you have to be thankful, then you get the blessings. So I started understanding, I started realizing all those things, and I started understanding what is the high level of thinking, high level of living, and how the events come into your life. Your thinking, your mentality actually invite the events in your life. And if you are thinking at high level, then only the high level thinking, well, good events come into your life. Everything I started realizing, it really changed my life. And at the end of 2018, when I got my health back, I really thought this was a bonus life for me, because my life, it was almost gone, because a bedridden person, basically it is, I really thought I'm going to be actually burden on my family. And if you yourself are a burden, you cannot add value to anyone else's life. And I realized that I was becoming burden, and then it became my life health became better, and then uh, when in life became normal, I realized this is the bonus life I got. So I should utilize it for others, means for a community, something. I should do something good for others. And that time I just was thinking what to do, because everyone thinks, okay, you want to do something good for others, and everyone thinks, okay, you should do something good for the third world country, or someone who is really suffering, and or homeless people and all. And I was involved in that area of course, because I was a president of non-profit, and we were doing all those works again. But I looked deep down inside my heart and I said, what is real passion I feel? What I'm passionate about? And then I realized that almost whole of my life, I have been a solopreneur. And I had various kinds of businesses. Some businesses went really good and some businesses were not that good. I had a placement firm, I had consulting firm, everything actually. I also did network marketing. I did various businesses, and it was a good ride, good journey. But I realized as a solopreneur, nobody understands you, neither your friends nor family, because they are not living your life. They don't understand your challenges. They don't know what you are going through. They just think initially that you are working so hard, and you are not producing much. And there are so many things. I realized that many solopreneurs, they don't even see second year of their business. Most solopreneurs don't survive in first 5 years of their businesses. Many people, they have a dream, but they don't even get started into their business. So I said, I want to do something special for solopreneurs, home-based business owners, or small online business owners, because they really need help. Nobody understands them. Only one solopreneur can understand other solopreneur. So I started blogging because I thought that is a really free and easy way of providing resources to the community, to whoever I want to help. My blogs were initially, they were totally on the spirituality. Later on, I started blogging business related, mindset related, all those blogs. The blogs actually started getting really good traction. And then I started getting lots of requests. They say, yeah, your blogs are really good. We don't have time to read your blogs. Why don't you start a podcast? Why don't you start YouTube channel? So I started YouTube channel. I started podcast, and that also was going on good. And then I kept on asking feedback because I wanted to provide resources to solopreneurs. I kept on asking feedbacks, and then I just kept on getting various feedbacks. And then someone said, "Oh, can you provide us some tools which can save time, which can save money, which can be more productive?" So I created some digital tools which are a time saver and money saver, and which can make you very, very productive. And those are the digitals listed on mynubeginning.com. And also people started mentioning that as a solopreneur, for new businesses, if you want any of the services, for example, SEO service, sales funnel service, email marketing and all, if they outsource, they cost thousands and thousands of dollars. So they were asking me if you have any do-it-yourself courses. And so then, actually, I have technology background because after coming to US, I changed my major. I got into computers. I worked into computers for quite some time. So I created e-courses because I studied all these fields really thoroughly because I had to apply all those into my businesses. I studied e-courses, and so those e-courses are also available online right now. So I just wanted to provide various kinds of resources for solopreneurs so that they can start their business, they can grow their business really with ease. And so the, I just actually evolved from one thing to other just by asking feedback to others. What do you want? How can I provide you? And I know, means I alone cannot do everything. That's why, means we have a joint venture group on Facebook and various areas, so that whatever resources I cannot provide, others can provide. And even my podcast, my first season was solo, but then second season I started inviting guests on my podcast so that the areas which I'm not expert or familiar with, me, they can come and they can share their expertise. and they can add value to my audience and even to the community. So it's everything is evolving. I'm just getting feedback and trying to create more and more resources for solopreneurs. So, means basically, I have been solopreneur. I understood their challenges, and that's why I was passionate about creating all the resources for them. So this is currently my situation. Future, I really don't know right now. Means I have my plans, but as I said before, this is my bonus life. So I will keep on producing more and more resources depending on the feedback, what people want. And depending on that, I will evolve and I'll keep on creating more and more resources so that solopreneurs can start and grow their business with ease. Yeah, there are so all this blogging and podcasting and all everything, all these are free resources, my blogging and all. I say no, I don't want actually any advertisements, because personally, if I go on somebody's blog and the so many ads popping from here, there, I just don't feel like reading the blog. I just leave the blog and all. I said I'm not going to put ads on my blogs, and even on my YouTube channel also. I said, I mean, I'm actually allowed to monetize. I have all the criteria made, but I don't want to, because if I don't want to see ads on somebody else's video, why should I put ads on my videos? So it is just, again, it is the same thing. Means if I don't want something for myself, I'm not going to give it to others. So this is the current situation. Yeah, so I'm looking for your feedback. What do you want? What do you want? What more resources you want? I can create those resources. If I alone cannot do it, of course, there is a joint ventureship. I can get other people's help. And you tell us how we can support you, how we can promote you. You can come on my podcast and you share your story, you share your struggles, share your success, and you add value to community. You are welcome and share your story. I just want to give you example. There was one lady, actually, she has a charity and she builds houses in Dominican Republic. And this is not exactly means basically uh, business resources as such, but anyone who can add value to community is welcome to come and guest as a guest and share on my podcast. So I invited her. She shared her story, her passion on my podcast. And next day, she got a call from somebody, and they said, "I heard you on my podcast, and I want to give you $7,000 of dollars." And she was so excited because $7,000 of dollars, I think, it builds like one or two houses in Dominican Republic. So she was really excited. So there is power. Means basically you just keep on serving, keep on giving, and you will be thoroughly blessed. You will be thoroughly blessed. And in our religion, we say actually money means basically it is Lakshmi Mata, and she wants to bless us. So you can have your meditation, you can visualize that you are getting blessed by her all the time. Just don't get attached. Just don't try to hold the money. Means recirculate. Recirculate, just respect, accept the money, whatever you are getting, with gratitude and with grace, and recirculate, create more jobs, create more opportunities for other people, and just with respect, and don't try to just hold, don't try to be stingy. You will be thoroughly blessed. This is the just of spirituality for prosperity. There are lots of things which I can share about spirituality and prosperity. Means basically there are 4 centers. How can you use them in developing your offers into your business? And There are various topics, and there are laws of octaves, laws of pendulum. Everything actually is there, and you can study all those laws, and you can utilize those laws and those principles into your daily life, into your business, and just be on the path of progress. Just have prosperity in your life and use spirituality for your prosperity, because everything is going for you. Remember me, that is my experience. For me, the only thing going against me is my karma. And if I clean my karma, if everything is, if I give someone what I want back coming to me, then my life is totally going to be excellent. And it's it's whatever exactly anyone can dream of, they can achieve it. So this is, I just wanted to share with you all, because I had many questions asking what is this spirituality for prosperity. And you know, this talk can be even done for 10 hours, even for 10 days. It won't be over. But I have to stop right now, because I just wanted to give you the overview about that. And just want you to succeed. I just want you to experience your blessings, because you are just like me. Means basically there is no difference. We have the same creator. We just have to choose our path. And I realized it really hard way. I just don't want anyone to be going through what I went through that 1 year. Yeah, it was the worst part, but it turned out to be the best. And that is the way I had to learn. I don't know how you will have to learn. I have no idea about that. But I wish this talk will help you in your life. And uh, yeah, you can contact me. All my information is in the description. I do have lots of freebies. You can opt in for the freebies, whatever information you want. Yeah, whatever I know, I will just provide you as per my knowledge. I'm not perfect. I'm not saying I know everything at this particular time, at this particular yeah, day. Whatever I know, I will share with you with good intentions. God bless you. I just want you to be really prosperous. Thank you.